about 10 seconds for people to get in, and I'll let you know what this one's about.
We about to start a revolution. Look at the world, see the devil moving. Tell them I ain't never losing. Intelligent movement. I can tell the truth in the Dr. Newsom, my execution. They told me I should be a better student.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good night. Some really revolutionary news has dropped, and I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm pretty excited to see it. I'm gonna just get right into it now that people are in the live stream. This is the first time in US history, and people will try to discredit it. They'll try to downplay it because everybody, hates Donald Trump, and logic and facts don't matter. There's no perspective anymore. But the sitting president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has just acknowledged the deep state. This is absolutely revolutionary. This is something that people on the left and the right, scholars, intellects, have been talking about for years. The so-called deep state. And you're going to be hearing this term a lot because the president of the United States just said it. It's now elevated above a conspiracy or a made-up thing because Donald Trump retweeted. I'm going to read the tweet. It was a tweet from Sean Hannity, and he said, "Hannity starts in 30 minutes with Newt Gingrich and my monologue on the deep state's allies in the media." And the president of the United States retweeted that. Somebody talking about the deep state. This is a huge deal. I know people are going to try to discredit it. They're going to make fun of it. They're going to attack it. They're going to smear it. But as an honest human being who's been paying attention for years, who has saw for years before Donald Trump said anything, that the media was lying. That all the media was bought out, that corporate media, the mainstream media, has been feeding dishonest narratives and essentially just running around the world controlling things, and nobody knew what was going on. And now you have the president of the United States who used the term deep state, or he retweeted a tweet that used the term. And for those of you who don't know what the deep state is, it's hard to really put a finger on because it's a secret element of some sort, some would say, that actually control the government, actually control the world. A lot of people, people like mainstream media and people that tend to be left-leaning tend to say it's a conspiracy. Even progressives who have known this stuff for years, they'll pretend like it's a conspiracy. And then you have other people who, they explain it more. It's a combination of the corporations, the powerful people, the rich families, the people who own a lot of the money, who own a lot of the wealth and the power in the United States and in other places of the world. Some say that it started with the Manhattan Project. When they created the atom bomb, a bunch of powerful people came together for something called the Manhattan Project, where they were sworn to secrecy while they were essentially building, an atomic weapon. So a lot of power was concentrated, and it's just been getting more and more concentrated. And to me, an outsider perspective, this is something that people have known forever. I thought this was common knowledge that the president of the United States wasn't pulling the strings, that it was further controlled. Every presidential election before this last one with Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, everybody just said it was the lesser of two evils. It was like a commonly known thing. People couldn't put a finger on why. They couldn't point to the families. They don't know who controls it. They don't know what's truly going on. But everybody I've ever talked to essentially has been like, yeah, it's the lesser of two evils. It's the same. It's the head of the snake, the two heads. And we have a president of the United States who's calling that out, who's going deeper and saying, you know what? There is something else going on. And I've been saying it's the whole reason that I make these broadcasts, because something is profoundly wrong. And it's not just right-wing conspiracy theorists. It's not just conservatives or Republicans saying this. It's Glenn Greenwald, who is a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist for The Intercept. He's very unbiased. He doesn't like Trump. He thinks Trump is extremely dangerous, but he will say time and time again, the deep state is 100% real. It's not fake. It's not a conspiracy. There's really elements that control the United States government that aren't under the scrutiny, that are pulling the strings. I mean, look at this election. Bernie Sanders got essentially cheated by the media and knocked down by the DNC. You had Donald Trump purposely elevated, and then they ran a giant smear campaign to attack his personality on a scale that was so broad and so controlled. It wasn't natural. It wasn't like a free-flowing, oh, this is what the media thinks. This is all controlled and set up. I mean, I would almost say it's not debatable, but anything on the planet's debatable. Everything's up for speculation and perspective, but this is blatantly obvious. The records have been leaked and revealed. It's all public knowledge. And I think it's revolutionary. I think it's a wild time that a president of the United States has mentioned the deep state. This is reminiscent of John F. Kennedy. Let me read you a quote of John F. Kennedy, who, as everybody knows, was assassinated. John F. Kennedy said he had a desire to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the winds. That's what John F. Kennedy thought about the CIA. He said, I want to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the winds. That's a John F. Kennedy quote. After John F. Kennedy, bang, not there anymore. Martin Luther King, bang, not there anymore. Do I know who did them? No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist and I'm not an investigative journalist, so I'm not going to speculate on why that happened. But ever since President John F. Kennedy, it's almost been known throughout the public, Democrat, Republican, whatever, that you got to follow the rules. That's just, even people that I know that don't like Trump or don't pay attention to politics, they know you got to play the rules. Obama played the rules. He was a puppet. Hillary plays the rules. She's part of, she's connected to the wealthy families who run the world. She's connected to the media. It's admitted. It's not speculation anymore. Last year it was conspiracy. This year you don't have that privilege to call it a conspiracy because the emails that are 100% confirmed leaked, and it showed that Hillary is talking to the Rothschilds, that Hillary does want to unify the entire world, that she's for open borders all over the place. It's not a conspiracy anymore. Where these news corporations are working for, it was in the email leaks. It says Stephen Colbert is getting episodes written. Oh yeah, I did those episodes on Colbert Report. That's what her campaign manager was saying. Tons of more information is all available. So the deep state is essentially, in my opinion, real. It's up for debate of what the deep state means. Is it a bunch of people? Is it corporations? Is it families who own the banks? Is it foreign countries? Is it all of the sorts? But there's clearly something bigger going on, because anybody that's paying attention to what the news is doing, it's been debunked hundreds of times. There's plenty of threads on Reddit where they've just been compiling fake news and all of the fake narratives, and there's like hundreds of screenshots of just literally not exaggerated stories, not just completely fabricated, made up stories. This is not normal. This doesn't happen when journalists exist. It's because a lot of the things are being controlled, but it's a beautiful time where someone outside of that power structure has slipped through the cracks. The people have spoken. People are paying attention. The internet has people awake. People are not just playing along to the game anymore. And Donald Trump has maneuvered himself in such a way that he's escaped that power system. And I think he's had enough, to be honest, to look at it from an unbiased perspective of somebody who knows Trump is making mistakes. I think he's sick and tired of the nonsense. He put up with their fake Russia Council, and anybody with half a brain and any sort of integrity or honesty knows the whole Russia Council was a sham. I'll say it time and time again, because on what planet, on what reality does spending a year investigating somebody on connections to a foreign country, when everybody else involved is actually connected to foreign countries on a far deeper scale, you spend a year investigating one person and find nothing that even adds up to what you know about other people in clear daylight with no investigation? It makes no sense. And I think Donald Trump is sick of it. Steve Scalise, House Republican, who's recently looking into human trafficking and child trafficking, all of a sudden he gets shot at a baseball game, and President Trump visits him at the hospital and brings his own doctor. I think the President of the United States is sick and tired of it. in my personal opinion, and you're welcome to do your own research, you're welcome to feel another way. This is not a cult. This is a collective of intelligent people, of good-souled, good-hearted people. But my personal thought is, if you're a citizen of this world, if you're an American, if you're whatever, I don't care where you're from, you should, in my opinion, once again, be supporting President Trump, because there's a rare opportunity that you may never have again to really get at the root of the problem. Talking about President Trump's not the root of the problem. He just got there 4 or 5 months ago. There's a deep-rooted system that runs flawlessly throughout the world that does the most profound of things, because for so long they've been unchecked. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows what they're doing. No one can put a finger on it. They can escape accountability. When politicians get caught doing actual crimes, the media leads people in a different direction. They're like, hey, look at Bill Cosby, look at Donald Trump, look at this person, look at Kim Kardashian, watch the Super Bowl. They know every way to shift people's attention, and they do it systematically. It's gone on for so long that look how these people are reacting. Look how Hillary Clinton reacted when she lost the election. Does that look like somebody who's learning a lesson? Does that look like someone that you should side with? Somebody that says it's your fault, you're deplorable, it's your fault, you're a loser in your parents' basement. It's James Comey's fault. Wait, no, James Comey's our hero, he's our savior now. Wait, no, it's my own team's fault, it's the DNC's fault, it's the data, it's the Democratic Party. These are people that have never had to be accountable in their entire lives. And now would be a good time, with Donald Trump in office, would be a good time to restructure, reorganize, and then in 4 years, it won't be a battle of lesser of two evils. It won't be a controlled system of just putting the purest, sheerest corruption, a person who sold out to every country. It won't be that. If the people rally behind, I have a lot of progressive friends who they just don't like Donald Trump so much that they just won't support him. I understand that, but right now is a rare opportunity, because any progressive that I know, any honest progressive that I know, they know that the presidents don't run the show. They know about the deep state. They know about the entities that truly control our planet. That's why they're progressive. That's why they shifted away from the norm. But for some reason, progressives don't seem to put it together, where it's like, we have a president calling out the news. We have a president calling out the deep state who's really running operations. And all of a sudden, now the news is perfect and the deep state doesn't exist, from activists who have been talking about how corrupt the news is since 2008, and activists who have been talking about corporations forever. To me, it makes no sense. It's a no-brainer. You got to support this guy. And regardless, I think there's millions of people that are standing up. And I want to name one of the biggest names who stands up for Trump a lot, even though Trump threatens his life, which should be very telling to honest people, to people on the left, to progressives, to people that want the sheer truth and that want humanity saved from war. Julian Assange. Look at Julian Assange's Twitter, and this is somebody who has information on everybody. And I'm not saying Julian Assange is the be-all, end-all either, but he seems to be someone that resonates well with the progressives. They trust him because, why wouldn't you? He has an 100% accuracy rating. Everything he's released has only exposed inner corruption. It's exposed what's truly going on. He knows what's truly going on. And look what he's saying on Twitter. Look what he's been saying the past year. He sounds like me, and it's a coincidence in the sense of I don't know Julian Assange. I've never talked to him. I just watch from afar because I think he's an interesting person in society, but we're both intelligent people, and we can see what's going on. He has more data than I do, but without even knowing, we say very similar things a lot. Sometimes he'll say them a few days later than me. Sometimes I'll say them a few days later than him. Probably sheer coincidence, but it's because that's what's going on. That's the root of the wars. Donald Trump didn't start the wars. Hillary Clinton didn't even start the wars. Barack Obama, they spearheaded that movement of something that's run far deeper. And I thought we knew that. I thought that's why we weren't blaming Obama. I thought that's why millions of people love Obama, even though he started wars and drone strike families and drone strike children and killed people in Somalia and Yemen and Syria and Libya. I thought that's why we were giving Obama a pass, is it not? because we're like, he did the best that he could do. It's not his decision. I thought that's what every liberal and every left person or every Obama supporter said. Who cares about all these wars he started in 7 different countries? Drone strikes, civilians dying, just terrorism growing. It's not Obama's fault. I agree. It's not. When I use him in my videos, I do it to explain to people, to just show them that perspective. It's not because I'm trying to pick on Obama. I think Obama, God bless the Obamas. It's deeper than Obama. I thought everyone knew that. How come when it comes to Trump, it's deeper than Obama, but then Trump gets into office against all odds and, no, he's the root of the problem. Once we get rid of him, it's going to be smooth sailing. Really? Because it wasn't smooth sailing before, because he's not calling the shots. The shots he tries to call, he gets blocked down, and business as usual is going on with the military-industrial complex. He's following the same suit. We're funding everybody with weapons. Am I thrilled about it? No, but there's only so much one president can do. And I truly believe, I wouldn't say this if I didn't, that President Trump, and it's clear now with his tweet against the deep state, he has the rare, unique chance to end the military-industrial complex. He has the rare, unique chance to unify countries and get different countries on the same page. It's a hard task. The world is not healed. Everyone's not going to not be stubborn overnight, but this is a president, to sum it up once again, who just tweeted about the deep state. He retweeted, so he didn't officially tweet, but a president of the United States, a sitting president, speaking on the deep state. This is John F. Kennedy legendary and John F. Kennedy revolutionary. And it's no coincidence that they're riling people up consciously and subconsciously to incite violence. There's a reason that Kathy Griffin holds up a head. Even Snoop Dogg, who I've always loved and respected, doing that in his music video. You have a Broadway play right now that's basically manifesting the assassination of our president. And he's doing John F. Kennedy-like revolutionary things right now. And these people think they're good people. The people that are doing assassination plays about a president. I mean, a sitting president of the United States tweeting about the deep state. If I mentioned this stuff in 2008, the stuff that we talk about every week, and the stuff that Jimmy Dore talks about every week, and the stuff that progressives talk about, and conservatives talk about, and liberals talk about, this stuff in 2008, you couldn't even mention. People would say, you're crazy. If I talked about this in 2008, the media is corrupt. I've been saying this since college, since I was 18. I said, the media is lying to everybody. My parents would say, you're crazy. Now my parents say, oh yeah, Trump's right. The media, he's right about that. If I said that the deep state existed or any of this existed in 2008, you're crazy. And now we have a president. Not only are you allowed to say it freely, not only does everybody know it, it's too late because over 100 million people probably in the United States know about it. It's that huge. And now you have the president of the United States exposing the deepest of corruption, the deepest of secrets. This is revolutionary. This is incredible. To me, it's a glorious day. And I say that in all due respect to all sides of the debate, to Donald Trump, to his team, and to anybody considered the deep state. It's all love. Nobody's going to perish. It's just going to be a beautiful release of just air. Like, it's going to be one day where people are like, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that was happening, but now that it's not there, wow, this is real freedom. This is real good times. I mean, it's been an incredible year from all sorts of things happening, revolutionary things. Bernie Sanders waking up a lot of people, Donald Trump exposing politics and winning a presidency. I mean, whether you like the guy or not, this is revolutionary. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I supported Bernie. I supported Jill Stein. I did my thing with the progressives and the Green Party. You know, I showed love to that side because I see their vision. It's time to see President Trump's vision. It's not a vision of misogyny. It's not a vision of racism. He could have worded it better. He definitely didn't do enough to captivate everybody on the pop culture side, but it's because he's just not a BSer. You know, all these other politicians, they play that game. They say, I love you, and then they start more wars. What would you rather? Someone that's blunt and a little bit rude to you? A misunderstanding, but blunt truth? To me, that's better than the fabricated lies. Of course, Obama's cool, like a cooler talker. He knows how to smooth talk. He knows how to be funny. Trump's funny in his own way. He's just a little more blunt. He's not going to create this fake illusion for you like, oh, I'm going to save everyone's life and then start more wars. That's what other people do. Give this guy a shot. I've said it since January, and nothing has changed. Someone said, what's the end game? Robots. Relax, Dane. We don't need to talk about robots right now. That's in the later future. Why you gotta bring it up? Why you gotta bring robots up on the live stream? But in all reality, the future is what we make of it. The future is just a series of present moments, you know? In my mind, in my reality, it's a utopia. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's the greatest time to be alive. I feel blessed every morning I wake up. I feel blessed every live stream I'm able to do. Every video I'm able to do and every person I'm able to connect with. That's a blessing. That's my life. It's just going to keep getting more and more blessed. So the negativity, if robots want to join in reality, that's fine. The robots can have a place, but I'm not paranoid. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm excited because we have a president that has just mentioned the deep state. And I think with this age of slightly more transparency, and it's harder to hide assassinations, it's harder to hide lies, it's harder to create fake news and confuse people because we have the internet now. And to the people in the comment section, before I leave real quick, I see all this stuff. I just want you to remember, your mind is powerful, so be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you manifest, because a lot of religions, almost all religions, they manifest this giant end game where who knows how it's going to happen metaphorically, physically, mentally. You know, the possibilities are endless, but if enough people believe something, it will come true. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you're manifesting a complete AI takeover, or you're manifesting an end religious war where everything just burns to oblivion and everybody disappears except for the people that you love, or your people come and destroy other people, it will happen because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So regardless of your religion, regardless of your political affiliation or beliefs, be careful what you manifest. I'm going to leave you on that because the future is not written yet. What happened now is controlled, absolutely, but that control system is kind of crumbling in a sense. There's still going to be some sort of control. We need some sort of control. Who knows what really is going on Earth and in the universe? It's hard to tell. We can't put a finger on it, but understand, as a human being, regardless of your religion and beliefs, you have more power than you think you have. So relax on the apocalyptic beliefs. Relax on the everything's going to burn to oblivion, because you're bringing that to the world. You're bringing that energy to the world. You're bringing that energy into every conversation you have, every person, every message you leave me, every time you comment to me, good or bad. That's energy that changes my life, that changes my perspective for the day, that, you know, has an influence on other people. Just be careful what you manifest. Be careful what you wish for, and try to have a conscious effort to be a little more optimistic and positive, because these are the greatest times. We've been hearing forever, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and it never happens. A bunch of crazy stuff happens, but we're still alive, we're still breathing, we're eating, we're drinking water, we have shelter. It's incredible times to be alive. So if that's the energy, please, I beg you, if that's the energy you have, this like self-fulfilling prophecy of like pure destruction or AI takeover, just bring that somewhere else, because don't bring that to me. Don't bring that to my space. And you shouldn't even really bring it to yourself, because things are going to get wild. Things are going to get crazy. Things are going to advance. Robots are going to be a part of the life. They already are. Our cell phones, our computers, our vacuums, our refrigerators. It's already happening. But you got to make the best of it. And you have to stay happy and stay blessed and stay grateful, because even if you agree or disagree with certain politics, it's what you make of it. It's all perspective. My perspective is not fearful. My perspective is not paranoid. My perspective is not scared. So just don't bring that in my direction, and don't bring it towards yourself. It's a waste of energy. I'm going to just leave it at that. Outside of the political realm and the spiritual and mental realm, these are gems that are true. And I think there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things. And if the more we get in that direction, the world will change in a better place. I don't think we need to fight each other. I don't even think we need to fight old power systems or control systems. They will change themselves. You create a new, better one, it will happen. We don't have to attack people. And I hope that Donald Trump and the deep state don't attack each other. I'm going to leave it at that. On that note, I would love to see Donald Trump and the deep state be able to finesse a deal and work this out and push humanity in a better direction, because it's going to take the mind, bodies, and souls of human beings that think outside that perspective. Trump supporters, Bernie supporters. It's going to take a little bit of everybody, and it's going to take collaboration within this structure we currently have, because money runs the world, and at this point, to completely break away from that could potentially be dangerous. So my revolutionary side says fight everybody, but my logical side says there's a process to it. Let's not rush into things. Let's not Antifa burn down the buildings and fight everybody, because you don't solve a problem with a bigger problem. You need a solution, and I think that's what we should focus on. Optimistic, solution-based thoughts, and let's create them. Just to sum it up, the President of the United States, the sitting President of the United States, Donald Trump, retweeted a tweet talking about the deep state's allies in the media. This is revolutionary. You're going to hear every spin on it in the news. MSNBC is going to talk about it. This person's going to talk about it. But remember, you heard it here first. Unless you didn't hear it here first. Maybe you heard it somewhere else or saw it somewhere else. But this is the real spin on it. This is the optimistic, revolutionary spin on it. Because I know it's going to be spun in a different directions. Donald Trump's crazy. The deep state doesn't exist. It's the end of the world. That's what everyone else does every day. Oh my God. I don't understand how people live in that zone. It's a stressful zone. I think it's incredible to have a president calling out the deep state's allies in the media. I've been observing this since a youngster, since a teenager. The media and the true rulers of the planet and the United States. So, on that note, have an amazing night. I just caught a few of the comments. Some of you, I love all of you, but what are some of you saying? I'm seeing caps locked manifestos. Let's relax. Alright, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate your discussion too. I'll talk to some of you guys soon. Take care.